Hey guys, welcome back. Sunday chat. You know how we do in here, just easy going, talk about whatever. Let me find out who's in here first before we get started. Hey Dark Angel, I saw you. Robert, coffee first. T-Paul, how are ya? Hey Southern Mimi. Oh, Huckleberry's in here. Hey Mary. I'm glad you guys are here. We were unsure how this was going to go. We were getting storms earlier. And it got pretty bad. Then it let up. We were out this morning before all that came in, and we were putting our hey Miss Sharon. I was just hollering at Huckleberry through the wall. Where's Miss Sharon? But we were putting our sweet potato slips in the ground and doing some other things in the garden, trying to beat the rain. And then it was pouring. It was a big thunderstorm. I think it's supposed to come back in about an hour. I was hoping it didn't mess up today's live. Hey, Rescue. So finally, speaking of that, this is kind of late for a week or two later for us than what we usually can do things in our garden. And we had already put some things out, and we had things around here kind of blooming and sprouting out. And then we had this ridiculous, we had freezes, in the 20s a couple nights, way after time it shouldn't have been. Even our big mulberry tree in the back, it had already starting to get the green berries had started coming out. So it was already starting to fruit. And then we went out there and looked the other day, and the frost, the freeze got them. And so I'm hoping that's not going to hurt our, our harvest for that later, because we depend on that. We use those every year. We collect a lot of those. So we had a bunch of that. If I've missed you, I'm sorry. And make sure you are in somebody I think said it. Make sure you are in live chat, so you can see all the stuff. So I guess most of you saw we did get our bees yesterday. We installed those. Tried to do a process, just pictures, because it's kind of hands-on. Couldn't record. That's mainly all credits to Huckleberry on that one. That's his deal. But we're really excited about it, and he knows the majority of that. And I'm kind of learning as we go. But they're really gentle. They're pretty laid back. They'll land on you and stuff, and they're pretty easygoing. But I'll have to do a Q&A for Huckleberry on some of that. And I'm sure we'll share, we'll have hiccups along the way. Everyone does when they first start out. But it's real exciting. I'm actually surprised that he hasn't been out there standing in the rain with an umbrella over his bees. He's so excited. But they're doing great. It went really smooth in comparison to what I thought it was going to do. I try to do a little, if you saw my little video, I did little pictures and clips, just kind of put little notes up there how it went. And like I said, I've told people we got it from our local bee guy, or honey guy, I should say, who we've used for many, many years. And that's what I recommend to people. Several people had asked about where we get them and stuff. Wherever you're at, visit your farmer's market and stuff like that. Find a local honey person. Start talking to them. A lot of them will they'll sell bees, or if you need a queen for some reason, things happen, they'll do that. Start there, because also everyone's location is a little bit different, and so you want to know what bees work well where you're at. And there's different I hear you, Huckleberry. His bees miss him too. I'm sure they do. He probably has them all named. I don't know how many's in there, like 11,000 or something, he said. I don't know. But anyways, just that's what I recommend if you're interested in getting, bees. Check your local honey people and see. But anyways, we're excited. It's going. I think you have to wait 3 days. I'm pretty sure. I think it's 3 days you have to wait before you get in there and kind of check things. And he's biting at the bit to do it. He can't. No, don't check till tomorrow. I'm surprised he's not in there with him. But he did have an interesting thing. He said, we have one of these little cameras. You can take it and put it in your vent your ducts and check things. It's like a little camera on a long bendable thing. He's like, man, I should have put that in there. So I can watch them, which would have been interesting. That would have made a good video. But he didn't. Hey, Michael G, I see you snuck in here. Hey, Willow. Kevin, I missed you guys. I'm sorry. So we have all that going on. Please let me know what y'all have going on with it's that time of year. Sometimes it feels like super rush, and then sometimes it feels like hurry up and wait. And that's kind of how we've been with some things, especially the weather's been really, really weird this season already. I did want to bring up, okay, I talk about where I get my seeds and where I recommend them. I'm not affiliated, but I love Jan Dorn. She is the Buckeye seed. I have had her Etsy shop for a long time down in my description and on my page. I need to talk to you about that. Etsy has been an absolute snake pit. I didn't realize that type of stuff went on over there. She's been filling me in kind of why she's had to get it. So that her Etsy shop is kind of going to go out to pasture. And she has started, they've started their own website. I did change from her Etsy site to her personal website because she's getting away from Etsy for numerous reasons. I've updated that where I keep it down in my description. I am going to, bear with me a second. Let me see. I think I'm going to, for those who do this, use her, yeah, here it is. Use her, I just threw it down there, her website now, okay, instead of Etsy, because she's pulling away from that because this is about as bad as YouTube, apparently. I didn't know that type of stuff went on Etsy. She started talking to me, and then I heard numerous people telling me, yeah, it's ridiculous. So I did update that. Take note of that. If you've been getting stuff or looking for things, please go through her website for help her out with that. So I want to update that. Most of you know, I have 2 more lives coming up this weekend. I have one tomorrow. I always check my, the notifications, and then I also put them in my community tab. I'm getting ready to answer some questions. I also will put them in my community tab. Look for those because numerous people, you still are not getting notifications. I'm sorry, guys. People aren't getting notifications, and people are continually getting unsubbed. I get unsubbed often myself. It's YouTube. I don't know what to tell you, except for we're going to have to do the extra legwork and not depend on us getting notified or seeing it ourselves. So I do have one coming up tomorrow with Mad Outdoorsman. That one's going to be during the day at 11:30 a.m. So that one's tomorrow. And then I have one with Papa's Farm, and that is on the 29th. I believe 7. I'll put it up there. I'm going to post it tomorrow. It's either 7 or 7. I think it's 7, but that's on Wednesday. If I'm asked, how can I get past allergies? I appreciate. So are we talking about like seasonal allergies? Like seasonal allergies? Is that what you mean? Or are you talking about actual bee allergies? I just want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. So seasonal type, environmental allergies, that is a big thing about local honey is use local raw honey. It hasn't been, done anything. So, okay. So Willow, you're talking about seasonal allergies. And then, I have an older video about allergies. I talk about stinging nettle. It's fantastic for allergies. And there's like a little chewable you can get. It's called Dehist, and it has stinging nettles and vitamin D and quercetin in it. That works really well. A lot of it has to do with, immune, different things. And if you get your local honey, it acts as when people get allergy shots. It gives you little micro amounts of those allergies in your allergens in your area. And then your body learns like, oh, I don't have to react and freak out to this. So that video is down a bit. In my videos, it's a little bit older, but it's like natural things to handle allergies. Check that out. That is absolutely what I recommend. I hope that helps you. If not, you're free to email me and ask me. That's fine. Yeah. So Mimi, it's bad over there. Apparently I've never had Etsy. I mean, I just, you hear Etsy, you think, people do a lot of, homemade, authentic different things. And, but she's doing fine, but just use her website instead. But yeah, YouTube's a mess. It's everywhere. Oh, I give it to all my people. Singular. It's all natural. It's not, I mean, I have my opinions about certain medications like that. It's all natural. and it doesn't have side effects. I'll say that. It doesn't have any side effects. Check that out if you want the information directly from it. But I have it. It's in that allergy thing also. Dark Angel, it doesn't have those type of side effects and the risk factors. It's all natural. I mean, it's stinging nettles. Quercetin is a natural supplement. It's been around for a very, very long time. And like vitamin C. My kiddos take it. I can't. I am very sensitive to any over the counter. I don't take anything that is synthetic form like that at all, except for ibuprofen if I really have to. We just don't take anything. We do everything natural. And kids and up can use it. Also, sometimes when you have, like, I'll get things like if sometimes I go outside and my throat will feel that kind of scratchy. And mine is usually pine pollen. When the pine pollen is coming out, it'll bother me, but I don't get the, watery, sneezy stuff. But, my husband and some of my kiddos do. And another thing is sometimes if I start feeling that, or even they start having that allergy feeling, you can just take like 5 cc's of elderberry syrup, and that helps also. But yeah, Willow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Check out that video, and if you have have questions about it or need more help, email me. It's just KCLittleout at Gmail. Feel free to email me. Hey, she's a wildflower. How are you? Yeah, Dark Angel. I would check that out. I'll just leave this right here because he used to be on that. Gotta be careful on here. You know how it is. I get a smack, but it has some long-term issues that are very concerning. I'll say that. So I'm staying caught up. Was it last week, Miss Sharon? Oh my gosh. I think even Huckleberry, when I got off, he was like, you were so far behind the chat. Yeah. Okay. See, this is what I get. Like my sinuses, I'll get like a sinus headache and my throat will feel kind of that. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. See, my chat's doing that again. Sorry, it's jumping up when I go to click on something. I'll get like that, the sinus headaches and that kind of raw, irritated throat feeling. Do that. Apple cider vinegar is a great thing for allergies as well. I talk about that. Please, please, please dilute it. Don't ever take that without diluting it. It will eat a hole in your stomach. Raw organic with the mother apple cider vinegar. That's great for preventive long-term for allergies and stuff. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Don't speak too soon. How long we got? A while. I've been on like what? Not even 15 minutes. But I appreciate it. I mean, it just means there was people in here, but I was behind last week. So what have I wrote little notes. I'll make sure I talked about, Jan, buckeye seed. And again, that new updated thing is in my, description for you guys as well. Yes. Live chat, hit the thumbs up, all that YouTube stuff. I don't ever say that people get onto me. Apple cider vinegar. It's not bad. Just put 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon in a glass of water. It doesn't bother me. I mean, my kids even drink it. We've always had that. It's preventive so many things. Blood sugar levels, viral, candida, bacterial, allergies, people who have reflux, acidic stomachs, type things like that. All that fantastic benefits. I just get it down. I mean, I think this was one of the ones that we had when I ended up making a shirt from it about just put some honey on it, get over it. That was where I'm like, just get it down, coffee first. It's really good. I don't know. It doesn't bother us. Yeah, our pollen's really bad, but that's how it is. That southern thing it's just bad. And then we get these heavy rains, and it washes it down. But are you talking about the hot shots? Yeah. Yeah, it has to be diluted. It'll eat the mucus lining, that covers our, stomach that helps protect it. It'll eat that away. And that's how you have to dilute apple cider vinegar. Hey, KY, Survival, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, that's how I am. I don't coffee first. I'll just do um anything. Yeah, what Huckleberry said. That is true because at first you're kind of like, oh, I don't know. Once you if JR pops in here, he's talked about that too. He couldn't stand it. And he wasn't I think he before he wasn't diluting it, and then he's been doing it for a good while, and he said you'll start to crave it because it balances your pH. And I have videos about that. One of my very, very, very first videos. Um it's balancing your pH levels. Once you do that, you'll want it. Your body just knows. What's up, Pop B? We're in here talking about you. Did you just get in here? Okay, so a couple things I want to bring up. We talk about things that go on. We see in the news going all around the non. I talk about filtering through things, but there's tons going on that is legit, even though there's probably reasons and setups behind that. And I talk about no matter what's going on, always keep your eye on Israel. I don't know if you guys have seen that. The protests that are going on in Israel are massive right now. And I just think that's important to keep our eye on them. As always, that's biblical. We have a lot of things coming. We worry coming about at us, and we need to be aware of things and prepare for things. But make sure you always keep an eye on them as well. There's a big uprising type thing going on over there right now, and I would keep an eye on that. Okay, Dark Angel, no worry. Drive safe. Hey, Stephen W, how are you? Anti at Jack, how are you? See you guys. So I don't think I've missed anybody. Oh yeah, that's always a thing. But Israel, the reason I bring that up is because that's biblical, and I have a strong faith. And if you read the good book, it's going to tell you about different things that go on with that, and that's why I bring it up. Plus, I was watching some of the stuff and listening earlier. What's going on over there? And speaking of different things that are going on, I don't know. Just Josh put this up. I don't know if I can say it. We'll see. We'll see if I get smacked or not. But I guess some of you saw the president of Kenya put a warning out, said what he should get rid of the U.S. currency to get rid of all of that. And there's a whole big thing. And Josh and I were talking about this yesterday some, and he put something up on his community tab. Go check it out. But about the Operation Sandman. Can I say that, Poppy? We'll see, right? But look into that. Just look into that. I probably can't cover that on here, but look into that. So that's something that's we're keeping an eye on also. Oh, have fun, Poppy. That sounds wonderful. Y'all enjoy. Okay, yeah, I'll have a live tomorrow. We'll be up there. 11:30 a.m. I think is what it is. I have my notes written down. Hey, Bruce. Good to see you. Yep, I'm doing great today. Busy. But so the Operation Sandman thing. A lot of detail. I'll throw out things and I want you to go look into it because how much I can cover on here, I don't know. And just a little bit right before I came on here, I got a phone call from somebody I grew up with, and they are high up in working at a bank, several of them, regionally, I guess is what I'll say. And I got a phone call. She just wanted to give me a heads up. This individual is not a prepper. They're not a prepper. So when non-preppers start talking about certain things and getting anxious and a little bit, worked up about things, that says even more. And she was just quietly letting me know that they had a meeting on Friday about some things, and she advised to not leave things in there and only leave in what was needed for. A lot of us do that anyways, but when you have somebody that works in that position, call and say, "Hey, we just had a big meeting on Friday, and I don't leave anything in there that doesn't have to be in there exactly for like auto withdrawal type bills or something." And I've been hearing the same dates. I hate to throw dates around, not actual dates, but kind of time frames. I don't throw that around because we don't know. We don't all, know what's going on or when it's actually going to happen. We just have to be ready for when it hits. But, I keep hearing anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks about different things like that. And she seemed pretty worked up about it, and she's not on this side of things. So that was a bit eye-opening for me to know that it was maybe sooner than a lot of us thought it was going to happen. Well, KY, even when I wasn't monetized, I got hits. I mean, I've had so many strikes, it's not funny. I just have. I mean, but even if they're not, I got mine when I wasn't, before I was even monetized. Yeah, see, a lot of us don't leave a lot of us don't leave things in there. Anyways, but when non-preppers start getting antsy about things and be in her position, and they're having meetings about it. And this is the one that she works at. I cannot say on here, but it's a large corporate, well-known one. Okay. So, I think, a lot of them are getting prepared for that. Hey, KP, Heathen. Hey, Yankee Watchdog. How are you? If I missed you, I'm so sorry, guys. So anyways, there is that. I don't know what everyone else has. What are y'all working on? What do y'all got going on for your stuff? Because me, it's going to be bees. Oh yeah, I hear this a lot. I think they maybe should check it. I just tell them, I say, hey, well, you check into that. Let me know how it goes. But we're at this point, and any time at the point. I mean, we talk about we can give the information, and we can warn people and try to help them out. But if it if they don't do it, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't make anybody do anything. And about any of it. I mean, we talk about that all the time. I'm planting seeds, and people they're going to do what they want with it. That's all we can do. Yeah, I'm on a bunch of those too. Anti at Jack. Yep, me too. Hey, prepping artist, how are you? Yeah, it is. I mean, that's what we've been working on our stuff. Usually, I mean, the time we did like 2 weeks ago, and then also we got these hard, phrases that is not. We don't normally get, and it's caused some issues and setbacks, but that's okay. Oh, that's good. A lot of it, hey, y'all, I've heard a couple people say they were having trouble finding peat moss. Are y'all haven't seen the lack of that in a couple of places? I was hearing a couple people say that they couldn't find it. Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of us here do anyways, but I think other people who are not on this side and haven't been doing this are starting to see or get warnings about those things. Then something, if they're talking to their big wigs, and she's a big wig in that, if they're talking to their big wigs about it, then they won't probably tell the people at the bottom. They're not going to tell the customers or anything. They're not going to cause that issue, but they're going to warn their own. Sorry, see, probably now I'm behind the chat. We grew up together, so that's why it's just kind of in code, off the record. Yikes! See, no, I don't know nothing about those temperatures. Oh my, I can't do that. Hey, Joe Morgan. He's sneaking in there. For real, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard again. It goes to these things where it jumps around. Um, but see, I rotate that. Like I have certain things we could do in like um container gardens, and then some things we just sow them right into the ground. It really depends. A lot of my herbs and stuff I do in container gardens, or something else that works well for things like, especially herbs. They don't have not real deep rooted is the kiddie pools, like the smaller kiddie pools. They're not really pretty, but it works. We do those and put things like that. They work well. Um, it's always the dirt, but if you have good dirt you've been doing or something, or like we do like a compost, all year, and then at the end of that year we dump it, and then we tilt it into our garden area. That's what we did. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on all this. Oh yeah, that is what we are. That's what I was trying to explain. Listen, that's not normal. Not for my area. I know some of y'all. I couldn't deal with all that snow all the time and freezing. I mean, we get it, but not a lot. Always keep chat friendly, family friendly. I don't play that over here. Get them, Miss Sharon. I don't know what happened, but I don't I don't play that. She knows. She'll get you before I do. Yeah, I had some of that I've seen. Some of it, like our raspberry bushes just got kind of killed off, but then our blackberry bushes is fine. And then like, the mulberry tree, that was kind of disheartening to see. I don't know. Um Hopefully it comes back. Oh, yeah, and that's true. That depends on where you live at. So, but yeah, and container gardens are often the way to go. Like, I mean, we've had years that we just did container gardens because, I mean, there was some years it was like all we were doing was fighting ants and moles, no matter what we did and tried. You just have years, certain times like that, or sometimes it just works better. We seem to switch back and forth up a lot. Oh, well, get him, Miss Sharon. She didn't get it before it happens. But no, Miss Sharon's always on it. So I don't have like anything majorly exciting. Yeah, the moles. Going on, just the bees in the garden stuff. But that's this time of year. And I was wondering, you remember I said I did that video that I was going to slow down because this time of year, and I was doing so many lives and things were going out. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's like God's like, no, nice try. You took your time off. Now we got to get back to business. But I'm happy about a lot of different things that we have going up, and creators that I want to talk to, that I hope that I'm bringing on, that I think will be very beneficial conversations for us to have, and for the viewers and all you guys. And I can't wait to get y'all involved in those as well. So let me see. Oh yeah, they already started. See, mine haven't started. Well, just my mulberry tree started. So hopefully that doesn't mess it up. Hopefully we're done with all. I just think that in the last couple of years it's kind of been like this. We don't have like spring and fall. We just go from like winter to summer, summer to winter. We've been having that, and so we're so cold and freezing, and then the next it's ridiculous hot and things are getting scorched, which is something we had a problem with awful last year. Is things were getting scorched like terrible. Um, So I'm hoping that's not going to happen. But that's all part of this. People been doing this for so long. Um, that happens. They have good season and bad. Like last year, we didn't get any potatoes at all of anything, and I didn't get cucumbers. You think those are the easiest things to grow. I'm hoping that they do fine this year. I think it's hit and miss, but a couple of people I talked to, and Darren Everett, Mayhem Country Living, him and I were talking like through the fall and winter. There was just certain things they just not take hold. I don't know why. But that just happens. That's why we put things back from the years before. Make sure we have it. Yes, Ms. Sharon, there are certain ones you can do that. Now, if I get certain things I soak and it'll get that, you'll see that kind of that white kind of fungus mold coming up. I do dilute even some of those bottles. You see those? Well, those are actually huckleberries things for his bees, but I have some like that I do. I don't think it's in up here, that I do a split of peroxide, like 1 part peroxide, 2 parts filtered water, and you just mist it on there and it'll get rid of that. Like I've got my little sproutlings have gotten that mold on it before. And, but you can do the peroxide. It's peroxide water. I think that's 50-50 with the seeds, and you soak them before. It kind of helps from that happening, but I've had success with that. Yes. Yeah, with the moles. Oh, we battled that awful with the moles. Does anyone, speaking of moles, does anyone have, that you see those, you can buy those traps, you have to dig all, you put in there and then hope it goes back into that trap to get them. And keep in mind, because I'm asking for tips, we do not do chemical type anything. I have all kinds of animals, children. I do not put chemical stuff if it's not natural. Does anyone have advice on getting or taking care of mole issues in a non-chemical poison type way? Please throw it down there, because we don't know what to do, and they will tear up something in a minute. Oh, the grubs. Yeah, I haven't had that, but my potatoes, I think I did a picture of it. They're in a potato. Now, my like russet potatoes are in a potato tower with the layers of dirt and hay, how it goes up. And then my sweet potatoes are in my slips. I just put those in the ground today. So, hey, Matt Outdoorsman, how are you? Oh, yeah. And sometimes, are you doing it right in the ground, or are you doing them in like containers? Like I've done them in 5-gallon buckets before. This year we got a potato tower. I'm hoping, because last year in the 5-gallon bucket, it didn't do well. But then other times, things like that have worked. I don't know why things like that are hit and miss. I don't know, but let me know how you're doing it, how that turns out. Oh gosh, yeah, that Texas, man, when y'all had that freak ice storm was a couple years ago. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to help. Go. That's what this whole thing's about, is helping people. As long as I can, that's what my thing. Are you talking about last year? Our corn didn't do it well either. And we didn't have many of those planted. It didn't do well. Oh, see, I think I'm behind the chat now. See what happened? Who was it? Southern Mimi? See? That happens. Yeah, there are a lot of good videos for different, and find your thing. And that can also help, because what may work in my area may not work for you in your area. Like I think, Michael, you were talking about, it's really rocky, hard to break up the ground. Or like if I see people who have like real clay type soil, I'm like, I wouldn't know what to do with that. I mean, you have to do things a little bit different. Hey, Okie girl, I hadn't seen you. I could have seen you in here. Oh yeah, because where you're at. I was thinking. Speaking of tornadoes, have y'all been seeing the stuff about the tornadoes that went through Mississippi? Oh man, it looked pretty bad. Castor beans. Oh yeah, you can grow those pretty good. Are you going to use it so you can have like the castor oil? Is that what you're going after there? Yeah, Kevin, with the mole trap things, I mean, you're just kind of guessing and hoping it goes right there. I don't, I'm not sure what the thing, they have those little devices that are supposed to put out some type of frequency to get rid of them, but there's no way that you can do that and it gets the moles to leave your yard in your area. It's just a certain frequency they can hear, and it's not going to affect the animals that we have here. That's not a go for me either. So I just don't know what a good way to get rid of them are, because they will destroy a garden overnight. You'll just go out there the next day. It's awful. Yeah, if you can get like now, I would have our dog. Sometimes our dog would dig them up. They would go crazy and start digging and barking at the ground. They pull them up, but is this that frequency that goes on all the time, or um only if they come near it? I don't know. I have to look at it. See, I don't want to put poison in my ground because everything's natural, whatever. Once you start putting that in your ground, I mean, that's just my personal thing because I have free range of different things that come around. I don't know. I think that would get in the soil. I mean, that's just but I put it, because it is in the ground. Oh, okay. Madna Dorman. Yeah, anything like that. I mean, I tell people all the time, and which we're going to talk about a lot of these different things because people ask me all the time, I'm like, I can't help you about urban city stuff. But guess who can? We're going to talk about a lot of different things. But I tell people all the time, if you're in an apartment or anything, grow thing in containers on your patios, on your deck, in your windowsills, whatever. Just you're ahead of the game. Do what you can. So let us know how that works. Mad, let us know. Growing them in 5-gallon buckets on your deck and let us know how that works. So the good results is the thumper thing. But does that mess with other animals you have on your land? Does it irritate or cause them a problem? I think that's what I'm worried about. Yeah. We have it's like a dwarf lemon tree. I have it in a container because I have to bring, the fragrance of it it smells so good. But it's been flowering for a while. It does well. It's in a big container. I'm hoping those take this year as well because it's kind of like a bush instead of like a big lemon tree, and I think they fruit within the first year instead of a 2-year. How most fruit trees and different things like that you buy. I will Southern Mimi. I don't know exactly what. Um, I guess get you some Jack Russell Terriers. But actually, where they're going and tearing up things, I don't know on my dogs or anything in that area because they would destroy my garden and everything like that. And so they can't get to them. I don't know what to do. And that's why it's something that can't be a poison. It needs to be something. I don't know. Maybe there isn't, but there's got to be something that can be done, I would think. Yeah, I don't 100% know. I'm not in that zone. If somebody's in that zone, please. Somebody may have already answered it because I see them behind. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't help on that exactly. I'm not in that zone, and I don't have them all memorized on the chart. Eclipses, yeah. See, I don't know how to deal with. I don't know how to work with sage. Do you or the clay type soil? Do you just add like a sand? Do you break it up more if you want to do things in the ground, or do you have to completely bring in topsoil and do redo it? Or I don't know. Hey, Andrea. Oh no, is it from storms? Is it from the storm that did the storm go up that way? Because it went through. Oh, speaking of that storm, I heard this just today. Because that storm went through Mississippi, that tornado, and I guess part of Georgia, and it messed up some captivity area, and there was 3 tigers loose in Georgia from that because it messed up. The tornado tore down some stuff. I hadn't heard of that. I just heard it right before not long before I got up here. Um, if you find their thing, because I always end up finding where the ground is all and you step on it and it just collapses and they've torn up everything. That's when I end up coming across them. Oh, see, I can't do poison. I got to find something. There's got to be something that I'm not going to have to let the dogs tear up my garden or put poison in the garden area. I don't know. Some years you just don't see them, and then some years they're awful. And I think it was last year. We go in rotations. I think last year it was ants. I mean, everything that we normally do that gets rid of them, and the ants were awful. They were destroying everything. Okay. Maybe I'll look into that and see. I've got to do something. Oh, see, Michael, you can get away with that because if you use container gardens, that would be different. And my chickens and my duck, they periodically are kind of more free range and they can get out and get those areas. I'm terrified to have something out or if the runoff. I worry about that. Hey, Katrinka. Did I pronounce that right? I believe so. Does that work for the moles too? I put garlic, like minced garlic that's been fermenting for a long time in an oil that keeps snakes away. And we have snake issues they're an issue. If you live in the South, they're everywhere, but in the South, about some snakes. And so that season they start coming about, I put minced garlic that's been fermented in oil and that keeps them away. I mean, people used to say mothballs. I've had snakes crawl right over mothballs and I don't like to use that anyways. And I hate the way they smell, but the garlic will keep them away. And cayenne pepper, I even put that around. I give it to my birds, but you can put that around and it'll keep a lot of different pest things away. Is the cayenne pepper. Cinnamon is a big one. If you buy those really like a big container of like the cheap cinnamon, it's just like they're like really big, like the Walmart, the cheapest cinnamon you can find or something. That will help with ants and different types of pest issues you have. Is putting cinnamon out, but the moles, I don't know what to do. Plus, I have to be extra careful about certain things I put out because the bees, they're all over there by my garden. So, we do what we can. Just Josh, how are you? Josh is in the house. Cutting that grass. We were just talking about it's that time. We got to start. And then it's every 2 weeks, every week. It's nonstop. Oh, I guess, you always see that. Some, it works great. Some, it doesn't. And that's why a lot of things we talk about, I'm like, it may work for me, but it may not work for you. And you got to look, check things out. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Yeah, okay, Michael, I think I'll do gosh, I must be really far behind. Oh, probably so. Yeah, the tigers. So if you were in Georgia, there's tigers, 3 tigers loose. Last I heard, there was 3 tigers loose in the enclosure. Now, whether they've caught them later on today, I don't know. Um, I don't know, but it's from, I guess their enclosure or something got, and I don't even know the area. I'm terrible. I just heard it when I was actually getting things ready. Um, yeah, lions and tigers and bears. Exactly. Did you prep for that? Did you prep for tigers in the wild? The sticky pads. I use sticky pads for, I have a giant snake sticky pad in my laundry room now after last year. I don't want to do it again. Once was enough. I should be immune, is how I feel about that. I guess he's going to take that route. I'll let y'all know. Maybe I'll just sit out there and record. Let y'all know how it goes. Hey, Sandy. I'm not eating any moles coffee first. Who's eating moles? I don't even want to have to skin that. You know how tiny that is? Hey, Carrie, how are you? Hey, Sunset Gazing. Oh, I haven't. I haven't tried that. Because of one of the things, like I have a thing about, and I did a video on it, was about like mice. So if you have feed or different things, or if you have fields around you or the woods, those little field mice, you have to be careful. Is taking baking soda and like Jiffy corn mix and just making like a paste so it forms into like kind of a ball, and you just put that out. It doesn't hurt, even if your chickens or if you had dogs or cats get into it, it's not going to hurt it. But I know mice and stuff, they can't like burp that air that the baking soda will cause, and they basically take that and take any of it back. They eat it and take it back to the nest. Well, and they die. And I never thought. I wonder if that would work for moles and not have an issue. I don't know. I mean, like once I see their little mound tunnel that collapses, they've moved somewhere else. Like, do they keep using that same tunnel to go in and out? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do, we'll all have to experiment and come back together and see if what worked for everybody. Oh, see, I have those. I have daffodils and I have marigolds. I have them, the kind of back edge of my garden area is like wildflowers and marigolds and pollinate type flowers. Also for the bees to be right there. But I mean, I know marigolds will keep, like you can put those around different things. They keep certain pests away. I haven't noticed if they stay away from. I have daffodils planted, also in different areas. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, Sandy, I missed something. Let's see what she had to say. I haven't heard that. I'll have to look into it. I guess they go because they smell the other larger animal. Yeah, I don't know. So, if you're in the surrounding area, watch out for tigers. Oh, about eating moles? I mean, I would eat squirrel if I absolutely had to, but that's not gonna be my go-to. Rodents type stuff, I don't consume rodent reptiles. I do not consume stuff like that. I mean, if I was starving, yeah. That's true. You get rid of the grubs, you get rid of that. I just don't consume any of that. Okay, let's look. Okay, I think I'm caught up too. What's safe to use to get rid of dollar grass and raised beds areas? It's so bad. Oh gosh. I mean, we till ours and start pulling, like manual labor doing it. Once we till it, it comes up. If you have a tiller, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, there's different things that, like I don't like if it's certain. You know how most weeds, I am about weeds. They have beneficial things, but like different weeds and grass, you can make, and even it works on like poison ivy, sumac, poison oak, things like that. Is you take those spray things you can fill up that has like the pump. You can spray it. I can't even think exactly what it's called, but it's just, I mean, they're just like a pump, and you can put like water or whatever your mixture is you're using it. It has a tube and a nozzle. You just spray them out, and you can do Dawn salt, like Dawn dish detergent, Dawn, like just cheap white salt and vinegar, and that kills things like that. I mean, anything else you get it on, it's going to kill that off also. Like if it got in your garden or your plants or some area, I want the grass here, it'll kill that off. That is something that's used for a natural weed, type killer. But it'll kill grass also. I would maybe try that first if you're going to mulch into it, because then after that'll dissipate and go away, and it's not a synthetic, chemical. Maybe that will work. Oh, they have. I haven't heard. I just knew that they were. Well, that's good. Could you imagine that? The bees are great. They're doing great. Huckleberries out there every half hour checking. Oh, but they're doing good. They're exciting. We even took our chairs out there and sat out there and had coffee yesterday, and watched them. But they're really, I mean, they're busy doing their thing. It is, honeybees and the type we got. You can get certain, breeds or hybrids that they're just really passive. And of course, if you go in there messing, you're gonna have a problem. But we're really up close to them and around them, and they don't. I mean, they'll land on us and stuff. The big thing is when he starts messing in the hive, like he's getting in there, he does wear some type of hooded thing over his head because they're curious and they will get like in your nose and ears and stuff and you don't want to get stung about something like that. But hopefully, I'm hoping by summer. I'm not sure exactly. I think maybe a little different, but I'm hoping by summer we'll have honey. And that's something adventures I'll make sure I document all that for you guys. Yeah, Alka-Seltzer and baking soda would probably work. You have to be careful with your other animals. Don't get a hold of Alka-Seltzer because it has aspirin in it, and some that will kill a lot of animals. Aspirin, it'll make them bleed out. But yeah, anything like that, it should. I would think it would work. I'm all about books. Excellent. If y'all were interested in wanting a book or something, write that down. Thank you, Miss Sharon, for sharing that. No, I have never fed the seagulls any of that stuff. Only if you're going in there to get like honey or mess that, hey, they're going to be protective over this. But like when we were messing with them yesterday, I mean, we just had I had on, I think a tank top or a t-shirt. And I think we did put jeans on. But I mean, we opened them and took the queen out stuff, and they got on us, but they didn't do anything. But they don't have anything to really protect right now. Now, when we go in there to get honey, I'm sure we have a smoker, and we've messed with that before we even got the bees to kind of see how everything works. I'm sure he's going to do that then. Hey, Kid Coleman. Hey, Anthony. That's okay if you're late. I understand. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, KY Survival. Don't work too hard. How long before I get honey? I'm hoping by this summer. If Huckleberry's still in here, he may tell you exact of how long that can, but I'm hoping by this summer we have it. I hope. I will keep y'all posted. I know that after you put them in there, I think it's like 3 days after they're been put in there. He goes and checks and makes sure everything's good to go, and he removes how he did. He can tell you more than I can. He's in charge of that. How he does it, the stages, and he's like the bee whisperer now. I hope by this summer at the latest. Yeah, I don't know if it died, but I didn't have time for it. I was doing laundry. You know how awful it is if laundry gets backed up? I didn't have time for snake bites. It had to go on somewhere. But I monitored myself, but I wasn't going to go and get a bill for them to monitor me. But I'm weird like that. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about different things with banks. And I've also been hearing a lot of creators getting the smackdown over talking about any of it. So I'm careful. And there's the thing with being a creator is like, we have to toe certain lines so we can stay up and still get information out and have this platform. But then on the flip side of that, it's like, I'm not conforming to your nonsense. There's that balancing act all the time over here, which is shocking, but not so much of the stuff that's going on it's out. There's a lot of stuff they're talking about. It's in like, okay, if they want to play that side, your news people, their side, you know what I'm saying? They're talking about it. No, we can't talk about it. And we don't ever have a list. And what's okay this week may not be okay next week. We're always just kind of playing with fire over here. Yeah, I knew as soon as it happened, it didn't even hurt. If you've seen my video when that happened, I felt like a hot mess for like 24 hours. And like the next day, I just didn't feel well. It didn't hurt like you would think it was hurt. Like you didn't hurt like, oh, I've been punctured by things type feeling. It felt like something thumped me really hard on the arch of my foot because I stood up on my tiptoes to get the soap, to get something out above the the washing machine. And apparently it was underneath there. And when I stood up, it struck me on the bottom of the foot. And I jumped because as soon as it happened, I thought I just got bit by a snake. And I hollered, and my husband came running, and I said, I think I just got bit by a poisonous snake because I saw the two fangs and it was bleeding out those two holes. And he was like, yep. So, but and a couple months before that happened, I had done a video that is stuff my grandmother, that culture side of things, natural things. And that was what I choose to do. Read my disclaimer, people, and all that. And I used that and monitored myself. I was an ER nurse, trauma nurse and stuff like that. So I knew what to look for. And I just watched it, and I felt pretty bad about 2 hours after I think it happened, I started feeling bad, but it wasn't horrific. I don't want to do it again. I feel like I took one and I should just be like, okay, I'm immune now and I don't have to worry about it. I feel like that would be fair, but I don't think it works that way. Okay. So about the honey, here you go. I hope so. I hope to have a little bit this year. These the bees are not like I can't stand like I am terrified of um biting flies, like yellow flies. I'm very allergic to yellow flies. And there's like a month period, about 3 weeks or so here, that is biting fly season that I just about have to run from the door to the car, or I'm like stuck inside and am miserable because I'm not a stuck inside person. But with the and I seem to get stung and bit by everything. I don't know why. I just do. But the bees are very they're not like wasp or yellow jacket type bee. They're not like that. I mean, they're just really laid back. I suggest if you have someone, like you have a local person that is like, say at the farmer's market, you have someone that does like local honey or anything like that, is see if somebody will mentor you just to kind of be around it before you purchase and get into it. And even if you like suit up and go out there, um, go see that, and see how you like. Yeah, self censoring. It's dancing around the minefields over here all the time. You know. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's what makes all this worthwhile. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad. Um, what kind? It was a copperhead. We have those really bad here. It was a copperhead. It bit me. Oh, thank you, Stephen W. I just saw that. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate that. Um, did I put a what now? No, it actually things like that. It'll make me mad. I just because I don't have time for things like that. I am very much I don't have time for this. Like sick or anything. I'm like, I don't have time for this. I just don't. But I mean, I did what I was supposed to. But yeah, I should put one up, right? Maybe it won't come back around. I mean, I'm cautiously aware. I constantly warn my kids, but we all grow up like I'm like, don't come up on a snake. You got to watch where you're stepping and what you're grabbing. Oh, black flies. Are you the one that talked about the ladybug? But they're Asian type of beetles. They look like that. Are you the one that got bit? My husband got bit by a ladybug, and I was like, "No, you didn't." Sure enough, and then we looked it up, and it looks like it's orangish, and it has more spots than regular ladybugs. They're like a type of Asian type ladybugs or something. So yeah, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes love me too. They say often um, that um, it's B12, and like I've talked about, I have pernicious anemia, so I have to take B12. I'm deficient in B12. A lot of times, people can, if you're deficient in B vitamins, they seem to be more attracted to people who have that. So you could try taking B vitamins and see if it helps. But a mosquito, they'll bite me in a snowstorm. Um, I must have missed something. If I missed something, I'm sorry. If you've got a question for me, put it in all caps below that one, and I'll find it. Yeah, a lot of time it does a lot of different things with blood type, and if you're deficient in certain things, I'm sure it has to do with different, you know, chemicals and stuff you put out from your, that they're attracted to. Yeah, I don't know. I know if you have if you're a O type blood, you're in that royalty. But anyways, that is the most You're not going to get a lot of diseases and illnesses if you have a type O blood. I've talked about that in a video I did about blood type, eating for your blood type. Um, you know, coffee first, I'm not either. I'm A, and they come after me like crazy. And I swell up like, well, not all over, just wherever I bite, I get, bit, I swell up awful. I react to them. I put baking soda paste on them. Oh, hey, North Carolina Boomer living. Good to see you in here. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's good to know. They are just a problem this year. I mean, they just yeah, it was the Asian beach. I have something. I'm probably gonna put it in my community tab or something. I have it. It can shows the difference between the two. But those Asian beetles that the same year that he had gotten, but it was in swarms like that, and they were getting all in our house. It bit him on the hand, and I was like, that ladybug didn't bite you. And it looked, I was like, oh, there's all these ladybugs, and it did. It bit him on the hand, but they're an Asian beetle. They look like, if you just glance at it, it looks like a ladybug. I think they have, but I'll put it up on my community tab. It shows the difference, how you can tell the difference. Did you, yeah, if anyone, did you hear me about the, Dawn, washing detergent, salt and vinegar, and you spray that on it? Try that. And the little spray, like the hand pump spray things. I don't know exactly, because you are in Texas, but I would try that first. Yeah, I was sick. I did my concoction stuff. My grandma is just way back natives. They used it. Same thing for any bites and different things. I had that. I had actually done a video not a couple months before I got bit. I felt like a thump. It felt like something hit thumped the bottom of my foot extremely hard. It didn't feel like that piercing. It was a bit afterwards, but I was sick to my stomach, and I kind of had that, I don't know, that vibrating, shaky type weird feeling. But my vitals stayed okay. And, I don't go to the hospital unless that's the last resort. Oh, well, there you go. See, maybe that may work out. Windmills. Try it. Yeah, this is true about, and if you look at the elite royalty across the pond, they're all O. A lot of that, but that's a no, not necessarily. It's viral. I mean, we all went through it growing up, and I've known adults that have it. The natural side of it, not that side of it. But yeah, that's the one, beach flower. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I use for like a weed killer or certain areas you want to get things away like that. Yep, beach flower right underneath them. Yeah, and salt. It's Dawn, dish soap, salt, and white vinegar, and then you cut it with some water, and you put it in a spray thing. Hey, Chaos Prepper, no problem. Baking that bread, you're doing the things. Yeah, beach flower. What Michael, how he wrote it out. It works well. Just make sure you don't get it on something you don't want it to kill off, because it'll kill off anything else as well. But it works on poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac, grass, any of that type of stuff. Um, how much I just, yeah, oh my gosh, I don't measure anything. It's awful. I'm sorry. I mean, like I have one of those big spray things, you mix things in for like you're going to do like yard spraying. And I would use things like that. And it has like a pump thing on it and has um a nozzle comes off of it. I just would, measure it. I just put a whole bunch of soap in there. And you can put the soap in at the end because you don't want it to get so frothy it comes out when you add water to it. I don't know. Add a couple cups of, if it's something that big, like the gallon size, I mean, a couple gallon size thing, add, a couple cups of vinegar, a couple salt, and, put water, a bunch of water in it, and then put a bunch of Dawn in it and mix it up and spray it out. It's not really an exact measurement. It's just, it'll kill stuff like that off. Yeah, I use cheap like mint stuff. And you'll spray that. I keep flies and different things like that away. That will flies and fleas or anything like that. I spray them by my doors, especially in the summertime. That mint cheap mouthwash. If you spray that out, it works well. Yeah, that's what I use it on. Poison ivy, different things, or I just get it out. Yeah, I mean, I would let it irrigate out. I wouldn't do it like right away. You're gonna have to let that go, either good heavy rain or spray it down and let it dry out. But I haven't had a problem using it afterwards. And if you have a beach lawn, if you have an ability to do all that, if you have a like a tiller, I would till that in. Or if you're gonna mix in anything in the soil afterwards, like if you're just putting topsoil or compost or something in there, do all that. I got when I was in my early 20s, I got bit by a brown recluse on my leg, and it didn't get awful, but I saw it right when it happened, and immediately started treatment. But they can get nasty. I've seen that before, and but they can get really nasty. I've seen it in the ER before. Yeah, it works well. That's all I use. I like we do not use chemicals in any of our stuff. We just don't do that. And a lot of times people are like, oh, well, it's gone out. Well, um, it just depends. I'm glad. Thank all of you for your help also giving out your information. That's what we're all here for. So I'm gonna wrap this up so I can start dinner. And Huckleberry can go check his bees again. So anything else y'all have, I appreciate all of you and all your helpful information and being here. And Stephen W, the super chat, I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And you guys keep doing things. Hit that like button on the way out. It helps me. Look, see. Finally. He's such a brat. Miss Sharon, come get him. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button on your way. It helps me and all the nonsense I have to deal with. So I appreciate you guys. You have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow, 11:30. I will have a live with Matt Outdoorsman. I hope you guys can make it. Until next time, everyone take care.